Mindset hacks that make Instagram feel way easier. Okay, so if you are been on IG for a while, or potentially you're from the YouTube world and you're moving over to Instagram, or if you're just newer to the Instagram world, this is for you. So last night on our group call, we were talking about how the mindset of how we go into Instagram can help us stay really consistent, can help us stay when it's irritating us, or when our likes are low, our views are low, or it's just not doing what we want it to do. So I'm going to talk you through some of the mindset perspectives I give my own clients that can really help us stay the course, and the result of that being more sales, more income, and more impact for exactly your business and exactly what you do. So let's talk about it. So the first thing I want you to think about is something I call the display folder perspective. Now, imagine this. Imagine if you saw your Instagram more as a display folder instead of this one thing must do or everything I want it to do right now. And of course, it is possible for every piece of content to help us get clients and new followers and all of that good stuff. But what if we also shifted our perspective a little, and we shifted our perspective to saying, okay, how do I put this out there and remember that this is my display folder? This is like my new website. Because picture this, right? If someone's like to you, oh, I know this epic hairdresser on the, where we live. Check it out. What most likely do? You grab your phone, you open your Instagram, and you have a little look at their Instagram. And usually you're not like, oh, they don't have a lot of followers. You're just looking at what they have there and what they do. It is a display folder for them. And usually then you book, or you don't. So I want you to think of your own Instagram just like that. Because the truth is, sometimes when someone lands on my page and they're new there, they might go binge all my old content anyway. Or if I'm in DM conversation with someone, they're like, do I sign up with her? Don't I sign up with her? They're probably going to go watch my content. And they might not even necessarily click like. So with this first tip in mind, how can you remember to really connect back in to the big picture of your Instagram? Another mindset hack for Instagram that's maybe a little bit more unconventional is see it like your job. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Imagine you owned a store, right? You would keep the door open. You would make sure the curtain is pulled back. You would make sure it looks welcoming for people to come in. You would maybe put a little open sign on. You would maybe keep the door open and put a little wedge under there so people felt like it's easy to walk in. You would keep it open. Same thing as your Instagram. How do you see showing up on there every day as just showing up at your store, showing up at work, showing up at your job, especially at the beginning? And this can help us go from like, oh, I have to do that Instagram thing today, to, okay, I'm showing up at my job. I'm showing up as a naturopath. I'm showing up as the healer. I'm showing up as the coach, whatever you are in your world. How do you show up to your shop front today and keep the door open, keep the energy flowing? I also feel like there's kind of two mindset tips in this one, because that other one is really like more about how do you show up in your own office every day? How do you show up to work every day? And in this case, that being your Instagram. The third one is more of a tip that I talk about a lot, and it'll be easier for your brain to comprehend Instagram if you batch create your content. Now, this sounds like, how does batch creating even help that much? Don't knock it till you try it, then let me know how good it is. All my clients are like, oh, you were banging on about it, and then I tried it and it was so much easier. Think about it like this. You care about time freedom, most likely. You care about having more clients, most likely. You care about Instagram not taking up hours of your day every single day. Yes. So that means if you're batch creating the content ahead of time, then when it comes to sharing the content, all you got to do is post it. Imagine this, right? You're a cup. In the cup, you only have so much creative energy every single day. So if you're expending all that creative energy on other stuff, and then you get to Instagram, and you're like, I don't know, I can't think of it, I don't know what to share, I don't know, my brain's not putting the idea together. I hear. If you had it batch created and ready to go, when you've used all that creative energy, all you need to go is go in and hit post. And this leaves you more time for other fun stuff and other important stuff in your business, like having conversations and doing other bits and pieces in your life, in your business, etc. I actually want to throw in another really important point in here, and it's this. I would love you to go away from this video and see your Instagram more like an ecosystem. Most likely if you're watching this, you're a coach, you're a healer, you're an intuitive, you're like, I just care about my impact. I want to make an epic impact on the world. I didn't know that meant I had to be a content creator. It does. Being a business owner means you are also a marketer. It's been that way since the beginning of time. I always go back and tell that story of my own dad and running a business, you know, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and they too had to market. You couldn't not market. Their marketing just looked different. It was going from door to door. It was calling them up. It was being in the yellow pages. It was still marketing. So when we put this hat on of like, I'm a business owner, which means I need to market what I do so I get more eyeballs on my work. It's really that simple. But think of it like this to take some of the pressure off. How do you see your Instagram as an ecosystem? So what this means, in an ecosystem, everything is impacting everything and everything is touching everything and everything is working together. The soil with the tree, with the wind, with the rain, with the flower, with the bee, etc. You get where I'm going with this. So see it like this. Your stories aren't just an isolated thing of like, my stories aren't working and no one replies to them. I'm having conversations in my DMs about people who potentially want to buy from me, or I'm sending DMs to people that follow me or whatever, and they're seeing my stories. And when they see my stories, they're like, oh, maybe I do want to buy from her. Oh, that was a really good point. So that part is affecting the next part. Same with content. Or if you're DMing people, they're more likely to see your content in the algorithm. So there's all these little bits that are working together, not in isolation. So it's just a different little way to look at it instead of in this same way of like, when I promote, no one replies, and remembering it works together. Then you can layer your cake. So we can add in more strategy. So you might say, okay, like I've got my head around this stories thing. I'm really ready to add in more strategy now. So you would layer in that part of your cake. And don't rush this, right? But find your rhythm and your pace with it. So my loves, if this feels juicy and exciting and helpful to you, like this video, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Comment below, we would love to know. And in the next coming weeks, we're going to do more videos on questions that you guys have sent in as well. So if you have any of those burning questions, I'm so excited to answer them. I love you guys. Thank you as always for being here.